Hey everyone, and welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are diving deep into a crisis that's kind of hidden in plain sight inside our universities. We're talking about the incredible pressure on modern academics and what the word professionalism even means in higher education today.
This quote, wow, it just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? It gets right to the core of the problem. You know, most people go into academia because they have a genuine passion for knowledge and discovery. But that passion is getting squeezed out by a system that just wants them to, well, tick the right boxes. So to really get a handle on this conflict, we first have to look at the environment they're working in. Let's peel back the layers on the pressures that have turned academia into this high-stakes pressure cooker. Now, what's really fascinating here is how all these things are connected. It's like a perfect storm. So universities have gotten way bigger, right? But at the same time, public funding has shrunk. That gap creates a need for more control, which leads to this rise of managerialism, basically a corporate top-down way of running things. Suddenly, academics are drowning in admin work, all while being pushed to produce these super specific, measurable outcomes. It's just this endless cycle of being evaluated to prove their value for money. All this pressure leads to a really fundamental question, because at the heart of this whole debate is that one word, professionalism. Its meaning has shifted so dramatically, and that's created a huge disconnect between how academics see themselves and how their institutions see them. So check out this contrast, because it's critical. The old school, traditional view of a professional, think of a doctor or lawyer 100 years ago. It was all about power, status, and guarding their special knowledge from outsiders. But the modern view, it's so much broader, it's more holistic. It's not just about what you know anymore, it's about what you do, your behavior, and maybe even more important, your attitude, your values, your motivation. And this view applies to pretty much everyone, not just some elite group. Right, so this clash in definitions leads to what our source material calls three core tensions. These are three major value conflicts that academics are basically wrestling with every single day. Let's break them down. The first tension is a real tug of war. On one side, you have deep subject specialism. An academic's entire professional identity is often built on being a world-class expert in one specific thing. But on the other side, there's this huge push for interdisciplinarity, getting people from different fields to work together. And while that's often a requirement to get funding, it can feel like a direct threat to that very expertise that defines them. And this isn't just a vague feeling, these are very real anxieties. Think about it. Your career is built and judged within a single discipline. So does branching out really help you advance? It's also really hard to properly evaluate the quality of interdisciplinary work, which can stir up conflict between departments. But the biggest fear? That this whole push just waters down and devalues the very thing that makes an academic an expert. The source material suggests a pretty simple but powerful shift in how we look at this. What if, instead of seeing it as a threat to expertise, we reframe it as professional collaboration? This way, you're respecting that every single person at the table is an expert, and they're just coming together to build something new. It's about adding expertise together, not diluting it. Okay, on to our second tension, and this one is all about power and relationships. Traditionally, the academic was the authority, right? They were the expert who assessed the student's work. But with the rise of this consumer culture in education, that whole dynamic has been flipped on its head. Now the student is often treated like a customer, which turns the academic into a service deliverer who then gets evaluated by the customer. And this shift has a very real human cost. The fear of getting a bad review or a complaint can lead professors to give blander, more standardized feedback, instead of the tough personal guidance that really helps a student grow. This constant state of being evaluated creates an incredibly stressful environment, and it totally ignores the huge emotional and intellectual investment that goes into truly great teaching. Over time, that pressure just wears people down. Our final tension is this constant battle between professional development and what you could call managerial compliance. What academics want to do is follow their curiosity, deepen their knowledge, and focus on teaching and research. What they have to do is endless administrative tasks, meet performance targets, and constantly respond to the demands of the market. And this really shows the consequence of that battle. When compliance wins out over growth, you get burnout. This culture of over-management just crushes morale, and it hits the people with the strongest sense of professional identity the hardest, because it directly attacks the very reason they fell in love with their work to begin with. So with these three massive tensions pulling academics in totally different directions, you have to ask, is there a way out?
what's the path forward from inside this pressure cooker?
Well, the source material suggests we can start by rethinking and clarifying one of the most important relationships in the entire university, the one between the academic and the student. The argument here is that when universities take on all the responsibility for student outcomes, it can accidentally create what's called a spoon-feeding culture. And while that might seem helpful on the surface, it actually hurts students in the long run because it undermines their own ability to learn and think for themselves. So what is the academic's true role then? It's not to just be a dispenser of information or guarantee a job after graduation. It's to be a facilitator. Their job is to spark curiosity, to help students develop crucial skills like critical thinking, and, most importantly, to create an environment where students can learn how to learn on their own. And here it is, the key takeaway from all this. Students have to be active partners in their own education. Learning is a shared responsibility. It's not just a service that you can buy and have delivered to you. This brings us to the final, and maybe the most important piece of this whole puzzle. The real solution isn't going to be found in another system or another metric or another management strategy. It's about the people. At the end of the day, it really is this simple. You can have the most beautiful campus and the most complicated evaluation systems on Earth, but real quality education comes from motivated, passionate academics. They are the engine of the whole thing. So what actually motivates them? It's not performance bonuses or a pat on the back from a manager. It's intrinsic stuff. It's things like having autonomy and flexibility in their work, having the freedom to pursue their passion for their subject, advancing knowledge, and getting recognition from their peers, not their bosses. It's about feeling like a member of a community of scholars, not just another cog in a corporate machine. And that's the bottom line. This crisis in academia is a human problem. It's a problem of low morale and eroded passion. You simply can't fix a human problem with a management tool like a spreadsheet. The only real path forward is to rebuild trust. Trust in the professionalism, the values, and the intrinsic motivation of academics themselves. So I'll leave you with this final thought to chew on. If our ultimate goal is to achieve quality education, where should we be putting our time and our resources? Should we keep investing in building more and more complex systems of evaluation and control? Or should we invest in trusting, supporting, and motivating the very people who make that education happen? Thanks for joining us.